Oh my goodness, guys, we are so back. What is going on, everyone? My name is Damien, also known as QB. How is everyone going today? It feels so good to be able to say it again. I know I'm only a small content creator, but I appreciate all the 261 of you. It really means a lot, and it's motivated me to come back into making NBA content because we are back and better than ever. Before we get into it, I guess you guys are owed a little bit of explanation about where I've been. And if I'm being 100% real with you guys, well, I always try to be, life has just been kicking me right in the ass. Pretty much simple as that. I've been working my ass off. There's a lot of things that happen outside of work. But anyways, all that to the side, I'm ready now. I'm committed. No matter what comes my way, I'm very committed to making content for you guys. We'll talk about yesterday, which was actually the season opener, but Lakers got their ass beat by the Warriors, and I'm never in a good mood when that happens. So let's just leave the past in the past, yeah? But now we'll go over real quick. Obviously, the OKC Thunder received the championship rings. They got a nice dub over Houston Rockets in double overtime, controversial game, but they're able to nail through that one and get the W. Even though SJ did not look as good in the first half, he was able to light it up and still finish with 35. And the Golden State Warriors just proved too classy for the Lakers in their sloppy defense. Luka with a 43-point near triple-double. And that was the summary of opening night one. But let's get to this. I want to talk about two games in particular. Obviously, a lot happened during the league throughout today, but I also want to talk about two specific games. And as the days go on, I'll probably give you guys daily recaps until we get in the swing of things, and then I'll start making my usual content. Philadelphia are making their season opener at Boston in the TD Garden, iconic ground. VJ Edgecombe making his NBA rookie debut, and he showed the fuck out. 34 points for the young guy, and just looked fearless. This man was not getting easy baskets. He was Euro-stepping through crowds, pull-up jump shots, turn-around jump shots, alley-oop, and the fast break, contact. This kid looks amazing, and so does Tyrese Maxey. He could not be stopped today with 40 points. You see VJ right here just bragging at his defender. Jaylen Brown makes a business decision, and that was the right choice. Get the fuck out of his way. What I'm talking about, this kid has no fear. Simon's hand down, man down. Either if you swag off, your sags, or if you sag off, your swag. I've almost got those two mixed up. What the hell? Joel Embiid in this game did not look very good whatsoever. 4 points, and he was like 1 of 10. Or 2 of 10 or something garbage like that. They were not really looking to get him involved in too much in the offense. And looks like he's becoming more of just a jump shot shooter. We know Embiid's a big body. We know he's strong. I'm not sure if just precautions are taken because of his injury history the last couple of seasons, or I don't know what the go is. But that did not look like the normal Joel Embiid we've all been accustomed to see, the 2022 MVP Joel Embiid. But we'll see as time goes on. This team wasn't even fully healthy today. Obviously, Paul George was out for the season opener. Tyrese Maxey, coast to coast, if you don't mind. And he had a lot of tough buckets as well, which should have been N1s. This one very, very easily could have been an M1. Simons just gets into his back a little bit. And speak of Anthony Simons making his Boston Celtics debut. He had a good little game, something light. But this Boston team is completely different and format, and it's a whole change for Boston fans. Obviously no Jason Tatum. Some guys left in free agency. They got some guys in free agency, but Derek White is still a killer. Derek White's going to finish with 25 points in this game. Jaylen Brown is going to finish with 25 points. If this Boston team wants to somewhat even make the playoffs without Jason Tatum in the lineup, Jaylen Brown's going to do a lot more on the offensive end. He's going to have to average 30 to 35 a night, you would think, right? And here goes Simons down the lane, just using his body up and over for the layup and one. He had 13 points in his debut. He looked a lot better in preseason, but we should have to see what his rotation is going to be because he's currently coming off the bench for Joe Mazzulla. Their defense just looked in all sorts. It's not the defense that we've been accustomed to see the last couple of years, and especially a couple of seasons ago when they were the NBA champions. But as I said, completely different team, different format. There's some of their glue guys left, like Al Horford. He's now at the Golden State Warriors. Newest Quater is going to have one hell of a season. Obviously, his roles got a lot better. He ended up fouling out of this game. Here's Chris Boucher, who was the last member of the 2019 Toronto Raptors team. Good to see him getting a second chance and some good rotational minutes. Man, there's just so much to talk about, so I'll take you around the league real quick. Giannis and the Bucks took care of business. Giannis with a 41-point game. Absolutely just doing Giannis things against a team, the Washington team, who's still up and coming. Devin Booker's 30 bomb is enough to get the Phoenix Suns over the line against Sacramento Kings after they blew a 17-point lead. Anthony Edwards makes a statement with 41 points against the Portland Trailblazers on opening night. That is just making a statement. Let's just see if he can be a consistent offensive end as he was last year. The Jazz just completely manhandled the fuck out of the Los Angeles Clippers. It was getting ugly. It was like 40 points at one stage. They ended up winning that game by 21 points. It looked a bit better. Walker Kessler with a standout game. 22, 9, and 4 blocks, 20 points as well for Lauri Markkanen. Who knows what that team could be? I guess just a Utah Jazz thing. They've always last 3-4 seasons started off hot as a pistol, and then they'll just die down very, very slowly. Josh Giddey's 19 points and 11 rebounds, or 11 assists, should I say, was enough to get the Chicago Bulls over the Detroit Pistons after almost blowing a 23-point lead. They're also going to get 21 points from Montes Pazelis, a sophomore year player, and they're going to get 28 points from... Why am I freezing so damn hard right now? Vucevic, sorry. And here we go to the game of the night. It wasn't really a good game, but Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag, these boys are in action to play. As you see, everything's getting down and straight. This game started off hot as fuck. But man, all you can say is Victor Wembanyama. Like, just look at this. This man is using his body now. It is over for the league. A very impressive 40 points for him tonight. Everyone's just been going crazy to start this season on the offensive end. Anthony Davis is trying to get a layup. Victor says, no, not in my house. Or technically he's on the road, but yeah. Stephon Castle looks very matured just after his very first season. Gets that pass out to Vassell, who goes bang. And this San Antonio team looked very, very, very exciting today. Just a little glimpse of what we can hopefully see for the rest of the season. I feel like that the San Antonio Spurs should make the playoffs. That is a hot take, but I feel like they should be the surprise team. Or if they don't even come close, then something is wrong. I feel like play-in is the highest or lowest expectations for Spurs fans this season. And like, what are you supposed to do right here? Victor Wembanyama just gets straight tomahawk, if you don't mind, barely getting off the ground. Anthony Davis did have a rough game. I mean, his stats looked good, but he just did not have a good game. He wasn't really comfortable around Victor Wembanyama. You know, he ends up going for 21 points, 13 rebounds, but only 7 out of 22 shooting. I feel like if you're AD, you just have to be better than that. Obviously, Mavericks got some new guys trying to fit some pieces together. You know, they have D'Angelo Russell, who didn't look too great as well, but here he goes right here for his little padded up and under layup. So him and AD obviously have some history. They've had a lot of alley-oop connections together. We'll just have to see how this team's going to pan out. I have no doubt in my mind that Mavericks going to make playoffs, and they're going to make a good push, especially when Kyrie comes back. And how was Cooper Flag in his debut? He was very average. He had a few shaky turnovers, but he finished off with 10 points, 10 rebounds, something light for the debutant. But this is a humbling welcome to the NBA moment. Victor Wembanyama just coming here and doing whatever the hell he wants. And here goes Vassell again. He's looking better and better after years go on and on. He was very immature his first couple of seasons, taking some really stupid shots, but now he seems to he knows when to take those shots, when to pass it off, and even with Stephon Castle. And just his second year really showing a massive level of maturity, and this Spurs organization, the fan base, whoever is involved, has to be so excited to see this from just the very first game. And this is what I find crazy as well. Victor shot 71%. He was just having whatever he wants with everyone. 41 points on 71%. That is only the second time in NBA history that has ever happened, at least in the modern era. As I was taking news around the league before, Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant with his 30-point game get over Zion, who looked very well in his season debut. I can't wait to see Ja Morant and Zion be back at it against each other. The Raptors look fucking incredible today against the Atlanta Hawks. They're able to shut down that newly looked team. Emmanuel quickly had an off game, but was still passing the ball very well. Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram were all doing their things like they usually do. RJ Barrett looked phenomenal in his season opener. OG Anunoby with his 24-point double-double get over the badly hurt Cleveland Cavaliers in their season opener, which is actually the first game of the day. Brandon Miller, 25 points. Bridges and LaMelo Ball, both for 20 points, was enough to get over the Brooklyn Nets and quite really dismantle them. They actually look quite fun to watch. I just can't wait. I'm just so happy that NBA basketball is back. Wagner, Bane, and Paulo Banchero combining for 81 points together. It got them the easy dub. Well, it wasn't easy. They struggled quite a bit, but they got the win against the Miami Heat. And that is taking you around the league for today. The big two takeaways, Victor Wembanyama has sent a nice warning. Can you imagine if he can win MVP somehow, reverse something extremely light for the big fella? Because DPOY was wrapped in the bag for him last season, but unfortunately he had to get hurt. Can you imagine this man can just come out here and win MVP and DPOY? We already know there's only been 3 people in NBA history to do so. Boys, I'm so happy, or ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to be back on YouTube. Make sure you guys show some love by liking and subscribing to the video. Leave a comment if you're a returning viewer. Thank you so much for all the support, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm so keen and happy and excited to be back. You guys have no idea. Peace.